Imagine a city rising from the dusty plains of what is now Iraq, Babylon, a name that still whispers of power and mystery. Nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates, Babylon was the jewel of Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. For centuries, it was the world's largest, most magnificent city, shaped by ambitious kings like Nebuchadnezzar II. Babylon was a hub of trade, learning, and military might, a place where history was made. Its fame spread far, inspiring legends like the Tower of Babel and the fabled Hanging Gardens. Whether or not the gardens existed, their legend speaks to Babylon's opulence and engineering genius. Babylon wasn't just a city, it was a statement, designed to awe and intimidate with its formidable walls and monumental art. But its true importance lay in its ideas. Writing, mathematics, astronomy, and law all flourished here. The Babylonians were innovators, administrators, and builders, shaping the ancient world. To walk Babylon's streets was to walk through the heart of human progress. Their culture found its most spectacular expression in art, especially sculpture. Babylonian sculpture was more than decoration. It was a visual language, a public face for the empire. Through stone, clay, and dazzling bricks, they told their story and declared their power. These works were meant to last for millennia, ensuring Babylon would never be forgotten. Babylonian sculpture wasn't meant for quiet galleries. It was everywhere, loud and proud, its first purpose to honor the gods. Sculptures in temples were believed to house the divine spirit, making them sacred vessels. Priests performed rituals for these statues, treating them as living beings and bridging the mortal and divine. Sculptors held a sacred duty, crafting these images with utmost care. Sculpture was also royal propaganda. Kings like Hammurabi and Nebuchadnezzar used carved reliefs to project strength, piety, and justice. These images unified the empire, reinforcing the king's authority and divine favor. Beyond religion and politics, sculpture protected homes and cities. Mythical beasts and protective spirits like the Lamassu were set at gates and doorways to ward off evil. These guardians were not monsters, but symbols of safety and power. The visual impact of these sculptures was immediate. Everyone understood their message. Whether honoring gods, glorifying kings, or protecting the people, sculpture was essential to Babylonian life. It was art with a purpose, woven into the fabric of daily existence. Every image, every figure was a message, one that shaped how Babylonians saw their world. In Babylon, sculpture was never just for show. It was a tool of faith, power, and protection. That's why it endures as a defining feature of their civilization. Babylonian sculptors worked with what the land gave them, mainly mud and clay from the riverbanks. Clay was everywhere, used for writing tablets, buildings, and of course sculpture. Small clay figurines and plaques were mass-produced, making art accessible to ordinary people. For more important works, they imported stone like diorite, alabaster, and limestone. Diorite was incredibly hard, reserved for royal portraits and legal monuments meant to last forever. The style was formal and rigid, reflecting both the material's difficulty and the desire for timelessness. But Babylon's true innovation was glazed brick. Sculptors molded bricks with raised designs, then coated them in brilliant glazes: blue, yellow, white, black. Fired in kilns, these bricks became vibrant mosaics covering entire walls and gateways. The effect was breathtaking, monumental art that shimmered in the sun. Glazed brick reliefs combined durability with color and detail, turning architecture into spectacle. This technique set Babylonian sculpture apart, making the city unforgettable. Their mastery of materials was as impressive as their artistic vision. The Ishtar Gate is Babylon's crowning masterpiece, a theatrical entrance built by Nebuchadnezzar II. Visitors approached along the processional way, flanked by over 100 sculpted lions, symbols of the goddess Ishtar. The gate itself was a double structure, covered in deep blue glazed bricks, imitating precious lapis lazuli. Rows of bulls and dragons in relief represented Adad and Marduk, the city's chief gods. This wasn't just decoration, it was a gallery of divine power, a message to all who entered. Passing through the gate, you walked under the protection of Babylon's gods, with the king as their chosen representative. Nebuchadnezzar's inscription boasts of adorning the gate with wild bulls and dragons, making it shine for all to behold. In the 20th century, German archaeologists excavated and reassembled the gate in Berlin's Pergamon Museum. Standing before it today, you feel the same awe Nebuchadnezzar intended. The Ishtar Gate is a shimmering link to the ancient world, a testament to Babylon's ambition. It was more than an entrance, it was a declaration of power and divine favor. Through this gate, Babylon announced itself as a city like no other. Its legacy endures, dazzling visitors across the centuries. The animals on Babylonian sculptures weren't random, they were a visual language. The lion, sacred to Ishtar, symbolized both love and war, beauty and ferocity. Lining the processional way, lions projected the goddess's power and the king's divine protection. The bull, or auroch, represented Adad, god of storm strength, fertility, and the raw force of nature. Bulls on the Ishtar gate honored Adad and acknowledged his control over life-giving rain. Most intriguing was the dragon, or Meshusu, a hybrid of snake, lion, eagle, and more. This mythical beast was the symbol of Marduk, Babylon's patron god and king of the gods. Covering the gate in dragons proclaimed Babylon's supremacy and Marduk's rule over the universe. Each animal was a message Babylon is protected, powerful, and divinely favored. These symbols unified the city's identity and projected its might to the world. Through art, Babylon's beliefs and ambitions became visible to all. Their meaning still resonates thousands of years later. Not all Babylonian sculpture dazzled with color. Some, like the Code of Hammurabi, were monuments to ideas. This tall, black diorite stele, carved around 1754 BC, displays nearly 300 laws in cuneiform. At its top, a relief shows King Hammurabi receiving symbols of authority from Shamash, god of justice. The message: these laws are divinely sanctioned, not just royal decrees. This was powerful propaganda. Disobeying the law meant defying the gods. The sculpture and text worked together, reinforcing Hammurabi's legitimacy. The laws reveal much about Babylonian society: family, property, trade, and justice. An eye for an eye was the principle, but punishments varied by social status. The stele is both a legal document and a masterpiece of political communication. Its artistry and message have echoed through history. The Code of Hammurabi stands as a symbol of order, justice, and the power of law. It shows how sculpture could shape society, not just decorate it. Through stone, Babylon's laws became eternal. We marvel at Babylon's art, but the sculptors themselves remain anonymous. In ancient times, artists were skilled craftspeople, not celebrated geniuses. They worked in temple workshops or palace workshops, following strict conventions and traditions. The credit went to kings or priests, not the hands that shaped the clay or stone. Apprenticeships passed down skills through generations, ensuring consistency and mastery. Sculptors had little room for personal expression. The goal was effectiveness and tradition. Yet their skill was extraordinary, carving tiny cuneiform, perfecting glazes, and assembling monumental works. Their workshops buzzed with activity, from hammering stone to firing bricks. In small clay plaques, we glimpse everyday life: shepherds, musicians, bakers, showing the human side of Babylonian art. Though nameless, these artisans left a legacy that shaped civilization. Their work endures, giving form to the beliefs and dreams of an ancient world. Creating Babylonian sculpture was a feat of strength and precision. For stone monuments, massive blocks were quarried, transported, and shaped with bronze tools and abrasives. Sculptors sketched designs, then chipped away bit by bit, finishing with fine details and polishing for a lustrous sheen. Cuneiform inscriptions required a steady hand and deep knowledge of the script. Glazed brick reliefs, like those on the Ishtar Gate, were mass-produced using molds. Artisans painted mineral-based glazes: copper for blue, tin for white, antimony for yellow, iron for black. Bricks were fired in kilns, fusing glaze to clay and creating brilliant colors. The process was risky. Temperatures had to be just right. When successful, the results were spectacular, vibrant, durable art on a monumental scale. Finished bricks were assembled like a giant puzzle, following a master plan. The craft combined art, chemistry, and logistics in perfect harmony. Babylonian sculptors turned raw materials into wonders that still captivate us. Their achievements remain a testament to human ingenuity. Why do Babylonian sculptures still captivate us after thousands of years? They are time capsules, direct links to the people of Mesopotamia, showing what they valued and believed. The Code of Hammurabi reveals their laws, the Ishtar Gate, their gods, and love of spectacle. These works challenge our ideas of art as self-expression. Babylonian art was communal, functional, and powerful. It maintained order, communicated with the gods, and projected authority. The beauty and technical skill of these sculptures inspire awe even today. They show the ambition, creativity, and mastery of their makers. Standing before the Ishtar Gate, you connect with a universal human desire to create something lasting and meaningful. Babylonian sculpture tells a story of ambition, faith, and the quest for order. Through art, the Babylonians built their world and shaped history. Their lions, dragons, and kings are not silent relics, they are echoes of a vibrant civilization. By studying them, we learn about the enduring power of art to define who we are. Babylon's legacy lives on, reminding us of the heights human creativity can reach.